hit a snag. Meaning, to encounter a problem or obstacle.
We hit a snag during the final stages of the product launch.
We hit a snag during the final stages of the product launch.
The tip of the iceberg. Meaning, a small visible part of a larger issue.
The customer complaints we've received are just the tip of the iceberg.
The customer complaints we've received are just the tip of the iceberg.
Get the ball rolling. Meaning, to start something.
Let's get the ball rolling on the new campaign as soon as possible.
Let's get the ball rolling on the new campaign as soon as possible.
At the end of the day. Meaning, when all is said and done.
At the end of the day, the success of the project depends on teamwork.
At the end of the day, the success of the project depends on teamwork.
Burn the midnight oil. Meaning, to work late into the night.
We had to burn the midnight oil to meet the project deadline.
We had to burn the midnight oil to meet the project deadline.
Jump on the bandwagon. Meaning, to join a trend or popular activity.
Everyone seems to be jumping on the bandwagon with this new marketing approach.
Everyone seems to be jumping on the bandwagon with this new marketing approach.
Put your money where your mouth is. Meaning, to back up your words with actions.
If you believe in this idea, put your money where your mouth is and invest.
If you believe in this idea, put your money where your mouth is and invest.
Take with a grain of salt. Meaning, to not take something too seriously.
You should take his suggestions with a grain of salt since he lacks experience.
You should take his suggestions with a grain of salt since he lacks experience.
Cry over spilled milk. Meaning, to be upset over something that cannot be changed.
There's no use crying over spilled milk. Let's focus on fixing the issue.
There's no use crying over spilled milk. Let's focus on fixing the issue.
Put your best foot forward. Meaning, to make a great first impression.
During the interview, make sure to put your best foot forward.
During the interview, make sure to put your best foot forward.
A piece of the pie. Meaning, a share or portion of something.
Everyone in the team wants a piece of the pie from the new project.
Everyone in the team wants a piece of the pie from the new project.
Pull someone's leg. Meaning, to tease or joke with someone.
I was just pulling your leg about the deadline being tomorrow. We have more time.
I was just pulling your leg about the deadline being tomorrow. We have more time.
Put the cart before the horse. Meaning, to do things in the wrong order.
We're putting the cart before the horse by discussing marketing before finalizing the product.
We're putting the cart before the horse by discussing marketing before finalizing the product.
Keep your eye on the ball. Meaning, to stay focused on the important task.
In this meeting, let's keep our eye on the ball and focus on the budget.
In this meeting, let's keep our eye on the ball and focus on the budget.
Off the record. Meaning, something said privately or not intended for public knowledge.
He told me off the record that there may be some changes in the company.
He told me off the record that there may be some changes in the company.
In the same boat. Meaning, to be in the same situation or facing the same challenge.
We're all in the same boat, struggling to meet the deadline for the project.
We're all in the same boat, struggling to meet the deadline for the project.
Get a foot in the door. Meaning, to start gaining access to an opportunity or position.
This internship will help you get a foot in the door at the company.
This internship will help you get a foot in the door at the company.
Take the heat. Meaning, to accept blame or criticism.
I'll take the heat for the project delays. It was my responsibility.
I'll take the heat for the project delays. It was my responsibility.
Be on the same wavelength. Meaning, to have the same understanding or thoughts.
We need to ensure we're on the same wavelength before moving forward with this idea.
We need to ensure we're on the same wavelength before moving forward with this idea.
The elephant in the room. Meaning, a big issue that everyone is aware of but avoids discussing.
Let's address the elephant in the room and talk about the budget cuts.
Let's address the elephant in the room and talk about the budget cuts.
Be in the driver's seat. Meaning, to be in control or in charge.
With the new project, you'll be in the driver's seat and lead the team.
With the new project, you'll be in the driver's seat and lead the team.
Keep your chin up. Meaning, to remain positive or optimistic.
Even though we're facing setbacks, keep your chin up, and we'll get through this.
Even though we're facing setbacks, keep your chin up and we'll get through this.
Make a long story short. Meaning, to summarize a long explanation.
To make a long story short, we're going to need more resources to complete this project.
To make a long story short, we're going to need more resources to complete this project.
Burn the bridges. Meaning, to destroy a relationship or opportunity.
Be careful not to burn the bridges with the client. We might need them again.
Be careful not to burn the bridges with the client. We might need them again.
Sell ice to Eskimos. Meaning, persuading someone to buy something they don't need.
Her pitch was so convincing, she could sell ice to Eskimos.
Her pitch was so convincing, she could sell ice to Eskimos.
Under the radar. Meaning, to go unnoticed or not attract attention.
Let's keep this initiative under the radar until we finalize the details.
Let's keep this initiative under the radar until we finalize the details.
Hit the jackpot. Meaning, to achieve great success or gain a large reward.
We really hit the jackpot with this new product. Sales have exceeded expectations.
We really hit the jackpot with this new product. Sales have exceeded expectations.
Get cold feet. Meaning, to become nervous or hesitant before an event.
She got cold feet before the presentation and had to take a moment to compose herself.
She got cold feet before the presentation and had to take a moment to compose herself.
Take the bull by the horns. Meaning, to confront a difficult situation directly.
It's time to take the bull by the horns and address the ongoing team issues.
It's time to take the bull by the horns and address the ongoing team issues.
A penny for your thoughts. Meaning, to ask someone what they are thinking.
You've been quiet during the meeting. A penny for your thoughts.
You've been quiet during the meeting. A penny for your thoughts?
In a nutshell. Meaning, to summarize something briefly.
In a nutshell, we need to improve communication between departments for better results.
In a nutshell, we need to improve communication between departments for better results.
Call the shots. meaning to make the decisions or be in charge.
You will be the one to call the shots during this project.
You will be the one to call the shots during this project.
Up to speed, meaning to be fully informed or knowledgeable about something.
Let's get everyone up to speed on the new marketing strategy before we begin.
Let's get everyone up to speed on the new marketing strategy before we begin.
In the driver's seat, meaning to be in control of a situation.
With this new project, you're in the driver's seat and can guide the team.
With this new project, you're in the driver's seat and can guide the team.
By the book, meaning to follow rules or procedures exactly.
We have to handle this case by the book to avoid any potential issues.
We have to handle this case by the book to avoid any potential issues.
On the table, meaning under discussion or available for consideration.
All options are on the table until we finalize the budget for next year.
All options are on the table until we finalize the budget for next year.
On the ball, meaning to be quick to understand or react to a situation.
We need someone who's always on the ball and can handle urgent requests.
We need someone who's always on the ball and can handle urgent requests.
Bite off more than you can chew, meaning to take on too much responsibility.
Don't bite off more than you can chew by committing to multiple projects at once.
Don't bite off more than you can chew by committing to multiple projects at once.
Get the show on the road, meaning to begin an activity or project.
Let's get the show on the road and start the meeting.
Let's get the show on the road and start the meeting.
In the loop, meaning to be kept informed or updated.
I'll keep you in the loop about any changes to the project timeline.
I'll keep you in the loop about any changes to the project timeline.
Run the show, meaning to be in charge or manage something.
As the team leader, you will run the show during the product launch.
As the team leader, you will run the show during the product launch.
Take it or leave it, meaning to accept something as it is or reject it.
This is the final offer. Take it or leave it.
This is the final offer. Take it or leave it.
In a tight spot, meaning in a difficult or challenging situation.
We're in a tight spot with the project deadline approaching so quickly.
We're in a tight spot with the project deadline approaching so quickly.
Touch base, meaning to briefly make contact or check in.
Let's touch base tomorrow to review the progress of the project.
Let's touch base tomorrow to review the progress of the project.
Get down to business, meaning to focus on the essential task.
Let's get down to business and discuss the proposal details.
Let's get down to business and discuss the proposal details.
On the fence, meaning to be undecided about something.
I'm still on the fence about whether to approve the budget increase.
I'm still on the fence about whether to approve the budget increase.
Off the cuff, meaning to speak or perform without preparation.
His off-the-cuff remarks during the meeting made everyone laugh.
His off-the-cuff remarks during the meeting made everyone laugh.
Keep your nose to the grindstone, meaning to work hard and stay focused.
We need to keep our noses to the grindstone to meet the project deadline.
We need to keep our noses to the grindstone to meet the project deadline.
Throw someone under the bus. Meaning, to betray someone or sacrifice them to benefit yourself.
Don't throw your colleagues under the bus to save your own reputation.
Don't throw your colleagues under the bus to save your own reputation.
Behind the scenes. Meaning, unseen or hidden from the public view.
A lot of work is happening behind the scenes to ensure the event runs smoothly.
A lot of work is happening behind the scenes to ensure the event runs smoothly.
Put a spin on something. Meaning, to present something in a particular way, often to make it look better.
They tried to put a spin on the poor sales figures to avoid bad publicity.
They tried to put a spin on the poor sales figures to avoid bad publicity.
Know the ropes. Meaning, to understand the details or how something works.
He's been with the company for years, so he knows the ropes better than anyone.
He's been with the company for years, so he knows the ropes better than anyone.
Blow off steam. Meaning, to release pent-up emotion or frustration.
Sometimes, we just need to blow off steam after a stressful day at work.
Sometimes we just need to blow off steam after a stressful day at work.
Pencil in. Meaning, to schedule something tentatively.
Let's pencil in the meeting for Thursday, but we can confirm closer to the date.
Let's pencil in the meeting for Thursday, but we can confirm closer to the date.
Straight from the horse's mouth. Meaning, from the original or most reliable source.
I heard it straight from the horse's mouth that the project is getting extended.
I heard it straight from the horse's mouth that the project is getting extended.
Break the bank. Meaning, to use up all of one's money or exceed a budget.
We can't spend too much on this project. We don't want to break the bank.
We can't spend too much on this project. We don't want to break the bank.
Go the extra mile. Meaning, to do more than what is expected.
She's always willing to go the extra mile to ensure customer satisfaction.
She's always willing to go the extra mile to ensure customer satisfaction.
In the long run. Meaning, over a long period of time.
Investing in training now will pay off in the long run.
Investing in training now will pay off in the long run.
Keep your fingers crossed. Meaning, to hope that something will turn out well.
Let's keep our fingers crossed that the client approves the proposal.
Let's keep our fingers crossed that the client approves the proposal.
Out of the blue. Meaning, something that happens unexpectedly.
The new marketing strategy appeared out of the blue and surprised everyone in the office.
The new marketing strategy appeared out of the blue and surprised everyone in the office.
A tough nut to crack. Meaning, something difficult to deal with or understand.
This client's requirements are a tough nut to crack, but we'll find a solution.
This client's requirements are a tough nut to crack, but we'll find a solution.
Bite the bullet. Meaning, to do something difficult or unpleasant.
We need to bite the bullet and address the budget cuts.
We need to bite the bullet and address the budget cuts.
Call it a day. Meaning, to stop working for the day.
After finishing the presentation, we decided to call it a day.
After finishing the presentation, we decided to call it a day.
Cut to the chase. Meaning, to get to the point without wasting time.
Let's cut to the chase and discuss the main issue.
Let's cut to the chase and discuss the main issue.
Draw the line. Meaning, to set a limit on what is acceptable.
We have to draw the line at working overtime every weekend.
We have to draw the line at working overtime every weekend.
Easy does it. Meaning, to proceed with caution or slowly.
Easy does it. We don't want to rush and make mistakes on this project.
Easy does it. We don't want to rush and make mistakes on this project.
Every cloud has a silver lining. Meaning, there's something good in every bad situation.
Although we lost the bid, every cloud has a silver lining. We gained valuable experience.
Although we lost the bid, every cloud has a silver lining. We gained valuable experience.
Fall through the cracks. Meaning, to be neglected or overlooked.
We need to ensure no important tasks fall through the cracks during this transition.
We need to ensure no important tasks fall through the cracks during this transition.
Go with the flow. Meaning, to adapt to the situation without trying to control it.
In this meeting, it's better to go with the flow and listen to everyone's ideas.
In this meeting, it's better to go with the flow and listen to everyone's ideas.
Have a lot on your plate. Meaning, to be very busy with many tasks.
I can't take on another project right now. I already have a lot on my plate.
I can't take on another project right now. I already have a lot on my plate.
Hit the nail on the head. Meaning, to describe exactly what is causing a situation.
Your analysis hit the nail on the head. The real issue is lack of communication.
Your analysis hit the nail on the head. The real issue is lack of communication.
Keep an eye on. Meaning, to monitor something closely.
We need to keep an eye on the performance metrics during the next quarter.
We need to keep an eye on the performance metrics during the next quarter.
Learn the ropes. Meaning, to understand how things work in a particular field or role.
It will take her a few weeks to learn the ropes of her new position.
It will take her a few weeks to learn the ropes of her new position.
Lose your touch. Meaning, to lose a skill or ability.
He hasn't closed a deal in months. I think he's losing his touch.
He hasn't closed a deal in months. I think he's losing his touch.
Make ends meet. Meaning, to earn enough money to cover expenses.
The team is trying to make ends meet with the limited budget.
The team is trying to make ends meet with the limited budget.
No pain, no gain. Meaning, effort is required to achieve something worthwhile.
Remember, no pain, no gain. You need to work hard to see results.
Remember, no pain, no gain. You need to work hard to see results.
On the back burner. Meaning, to delay or postpone something.
We'll put the redesign project on the back burner for now and focus on urgent tasks.
We'll put the redesign project on the back burner for now and focus on urgent tasks.
Out of your depth. Meaning, to be in a situation you cannot handle.
She felt out of her depth during the technical discussion, but managed to contribute.
She felt out of her depth during the technical discussion, but managed to contribute.
Pull the plug. Meaning, to stop something from continuing.
Management decided to pull the plug on the underperforming project.
Management decided to pull the plug on the underperforming project.
Raise the bar. Meaning, to set higher standards.
This team always raises the bar for quality and innovation.
This team always raises the bar for quality and innovation.
See eye to eye. Meaning, to agree on something.
The marketing and sales teams don't always see eye to eye on campaign strategies.
The marketing and sales teams don't always see eye to eye on campaign strategies.
Stay ahead of the curve. Meaning, to remain more advanced than others.
Our goal is to stay ahead of the curve in digital marketing trends.
Our goal is to stay ahead of the curve in digital marketing trends.
Take a rain check. Meaning, to postpone or reschedule.
I'll have to take a rain check on lunch. I have a meeting.
I'll have to take a rain check on lunch. I have a meeting.
Test the waters. Meaning, to try something to gauge reactions or results.
Let's test the waters with a small-scale launch before the full rollout.
Let's test the waters with a small-scale launch before the full rollout.
Think outside the box. Meaning, to think creatively or differently.
We need to think outside the box to solve this problem effectively.
We need to think outside the box to solve this problem effectively.
Under the weather. Meaning, feeling unwell.
She's a bit under the weather, so she'll join the meeting remotely.
She's a bit under the weather, so she'll join the meeting remotely.
Upset the apple cart. Meaning, to spoil a plan or arrangement.
Changing the timeline now could upset the apple cart and delay the project.
Changing the timeline now could upset the apple cart and delay the project.
Walk the talk. Meaning, to act in a way that matches what you say.
Our CEO always walks the talk when it comes to promoting sustainability.
Our CEO always walks the talk when it comes to promoting sustainability.
Wear many hats. Meaning, to have multiple roles or responsibilities.
In a startup, you often have to wear many hats to get things done.
In a startup, you often have to wear many hats to get things done.
Work like a charm. Meaning, to work very well or efficiently.
The new software update works like a charm, speeding up our processes significantly.
The new software update works like a charm, speeding up our processes significantly.
Add fuel to the fire. Meaning, to make a bad situation worse.
Criticizing their efforts now will only add fuel to the fire.
Criticizing their efforts now will only add fuel to the fire.
Back to the drawing board. Meaning, to start over.
Our first approach failed, so it's back to the drawing board for the marketing plan.
Our first approach failed, so it's back to the drawing board for the marketing plan.
Between a rock and a hard place. Meaning, to be in a difficult situation.
We're between a rock and a hard place with these budget constraints.
We're between a rock and a hard place with these budget constraints.
Cut corners. Meaning, to do something cheaply or poorly to save time or money.
We can't cut corners on quality if we want satisfied customers.
We can't cut corners on quality if we want satisfied customers.
Elephant in the room. Meaning, an obvious issue no one wants to discuss.
The lack of funding is the elephant in the room during these meetings.
The lack of funding is the elephant in the room during these meetings.
Fit the bill. Meaning, to meet the requirements.
This candidate fits the bill perfectly for the team leader role.
This candidate fits the bill perfectly for the team leader role.
Hold your horses. Meaning, to wait or be patient.
Hold your horses. We need to review the contract before signing it.
Hold your horses. We need to review the contract before signing it.
Keep your head above water. Meaning, to manage to survive difficult times.
The team is struggling to keep their heads above water with all the deadlines.
The team is struggling to keep their heads above water with all the deadlines.
Make waves. Meaning, to create a significant impact or change.
The new product is making waves in the industry.
The new product is making waves in the industry.
Play devil's advocate. Meaning, to argue the opposite side to provoke discussion.
I'll play devil's advocate to test the strength of your argument.
I'll play devil's advocate to test the strength of your argument.
Read between the lines. Meaning, to understand the hidden meaning.
Reading between the lines. I think the client isn't satisfied with the current service.
Reading between the lines. I think the client isn't satisfied with the current service.
Speak volumes. Meaning, to express something clearly without words.
His dedication to the project speaks volumes about his commitment.
His dedication to the project speaks volumes about his commitment.
Steer clear of. Meaning, to avoid something.
We should steer clear of risky investments during this uncertain period.
We should steer clear of risky investments during this uncertain period.
The ball is in your court. Meaning, it's your decision or responsibility.
We've done our part. Now the ball is in your court.
We've done our part. Now the ball is in your court.
Under your belt. Meaning, to have achieved something.
With 5 years of experience under his belt, he's ready for a leadership role.
With 5 years of experience under his belt, he's ready for a leadership role.
Your guess is as good as mine. Meaning, to have no idea.
Your guess is as good as mine about when the server will be fixed.
Your guess is as good as mine about when the server will be fixed.
A blessing in disguise. Meaning, something good that initially seemed bad.
Losing that client was a blessing in disguise. It allowed us to focus on better opportunities.
Losing that client was a blessing in disguise. It allowed us to focus on better opportunities.
Actions speak louder than words. Meaning, what you do is more important than what you say.
In leadership, actions speak louder than words when motivating the team.
In leadership, actions speak louder than words when motivating the team.
At the drop of a hat. Meaning, immediately, without hesitation.
She's always ready to help at the drop of a hat.
She's always ready to help at the drop of a hat.
Back to square one. Meaning, to start again from the beginning.
After the deal fell through, we had to go back to square one.
After the deal fell through, we had to go back to square one.
Ballpark figure. Meaning, an approximate estimate.
Can you give me a ballpark figure for the project costs?
Can you give me a ballpark figure for the project costs?
Burning the midnight oil. Meaning, working late into the night.
We've been burning the midnight oil to meet the deadline.
We've been burning the midnight oil to meet the deadline.
Cost an arm and a leg. Meaning, to be very expensive.
The new marketing campaign will cost an arm and a leg, but it's worth it.
The new marketing campaign will cost an arm and a leg, but it's worth it.
Devil is in the details. Meaning, small details can cause big problems.
The proposal looks good, but the devil is in the details. We must review it carefully.
The proposal looks good, but the devil is in the details. We must review it carefully.
Easier said than done. Meaning, something is easier to talk about than to do.
Improving productivity is easier said than done in a high-pressure environment.
Improving productivity is easier said than done in a high-pressure environment.
Get your act together. Meaning, to organize yourself better.
You need to get your act together if you want to lead this project.
You need to get your act together if you want to lead this project.
Hit the ground running. Meaning, to start something successfully and effectively.
We expect the new manager to hit the ground running from day one.
We expect the new manager to hit the ground running from day one.
In hot water. Meaning, in trouble.
He found himself in hot water after missing several important deadlines.
He found himself in hot water after missing several important deadlines.
Jump the gun. Meaning, to act too soon.
Let's not jump the gun and announce the product before it's ready.
Let's not jump the gun and announce the product before it's ready.
Keep the ball rolling. Meaning, to maintain progress.
We need everyone's effort to keep the ball rolling on this initiative.
We need everyone's effort to keep the ball rolling on this initiative.
Let the cat out of the bag. Meaning, to reveal a secret.
He let the cat out of the bag about the merger during the meeting.
He let the cat out of the bag about the merger during the meeting.
Miss the boat. Meaning, to miss an opportunity.
If we don't act now, we'll miss the boat on this emerging market.
If we don't act now, we'll miss the boat on this emerging market.
Not rocket science. Meaning, something simple to understand.
Creating a basic marketing plan is not rocket science.
Creating a basic marketing plan is not rocket science.
Off the hook. Meaning, no longer in trouble.
The vendor is off the hook now that we've fixed the issue internally.
The vendor is off the hook now that we've fixed the issue internally.
Once in a blue moon. Meaning, rarely.
This type of opportunity comes along once in a blue moon.
This type of opportunity comes along once in a blue moon.
On the same page. Meaning, to agree or understand something in the same way.
Before we proceed, let's ensure we're on the same page regarding the strategy.
Before we proceed, let's ensure we're on the same page regarding the strategy.
Over the moon. Meaning, extremely happy.
The team was over the moon when they heard about the promotion.
The team was over the moon when they heard about the promotion.
Piece of cake. Meaning, something very easy to do.
For someone with your experience, this project will be a piece of cake.
For someone with your experience, this project will be a piece of cake.
Put all your eggs in one basket. Meaning, to risk everything on one plan or idea.
It's risky to put all your eggs in one basket by relying on a single client.
It's risky to put all your eggs in one basket by relying on a single client.
See the big picture. Meaning, to understand the overall perspective.
To make effective decisions, you need to see the big picture.
To make effective decisions, you need to see the big picture.
Sitting on the fence. Meaning, to be undecided.
We can't keep sitting on the fence. A decision needs to be made today.
We can't keep sitting on the fence. A decision needs to be made today.
Spill the beans. Meaning, to reveal a secret.
Don't spill the beans about the new product before the official announcement.
Don't spill the beans about the new product before the official announcement.
Take it with a grain of salt. Meaning, to view something with skepticism.
Take his feedback with a grain of salt. It's not always accurate.
Take his feedback with a grain of salt. It's not always accurate.
The ball is rolling. Meaning, something has started and is in progress.
The ball is rolling on the marketing campaign after months of preparation.
The ball is rolling on the marketing campaign after months of preparation.
Throw in the towel. Meaning, to give up.
We can't throw in the towel now. We're so close to finishing this project.
We can't throw in the towel now. We're so close to finishing this project.
Under your nose. Meaning, clearly visible but not noticed.
The solution was right under your nose the entire time.
The solution was right under your nose the entire time.
Up in the air. Meaning, uncertain or undecided.
The budget for the next quarter is still up in the air.
The budget for the next quarter is still up in the air.
Work against the clock. Meaning, to work under time constraints.
We're working against the clock to complete the project before the deadline.
We're working against the clock to complete the project before the deadline.
You can't judge a book by its cover. Meaning, appearances can be deceiving.
The candidate seemed unqualified, but you can't judge a book by its cover.
The candidate seemed unqualified, but you can't judge a book by its cover.
Your hands are tied. Meaning, unable to act freely.
I'd like to help, but my hands are tied by company policies.
I'd like to help, but my hands are tied by company policies.
A dime a dozen. Meaning, something very common.
These ideas are a dime a dozen in the tech industry.
These ideas are a dime a dozen in the tech industry.
All ears. Meaning, ready to listen.
I'm all ears. Please share your feedback on the proposal.
I'm all ears. Please share your feedback on the proposal.
Barking up the wrong tree. Meaning, to pursue the wrong course of action.
If you think marketing is the issue, you're barking up the wrong tree.
If you think marketing is the issue, you're barking up the wrong tree.
Break the ice. Meaning, to initiate conversation in a relaxed manner.
Let's break the ice with a quick team-building activity.
Let's break the ice with a quick team-building activity.
Couch potato. Meaning, someone lazy and inactive.
Being a couch potato on weekends won't help you meet your fitness goals.
Being a couch potato on weekends won't help you meet your fitness goals.
Cut the mustard. Meaning, to meet expectations or standards.
The new hire didn't quite cut the mustard during the probation period.
The new hire didn't quite cut the mustard during the probation period.
Down to the wire. Meaning, almost at the deadline.
We're down to the wire, but I'm confident we'll complete the task.
We're down to the wire, but I'm confident we'll complete the task.
Face the music. Meaning, to confront the consequences.
You'll have to face the music if the project isn't delivered on time.
You'll have to face the music if the project isn't delivered on time.
Give someone the cold shoulder. Meaning, to ignore someone.
The client gave us the cold shoulder after the pricing disagreement.
The client gave us the cold shoulder after the pricing disagreement.
Head over heels. Meaning, completely in love or passionate.
She's head over heels about the new marketing strategy she developed.
She's head over heels about the new marketing strategy she developed.
Thank you for watching our video.